so excited to have Tim Dahle Ford here in Spanish Fork. I know they've been in business since 1968, I believe, and that's awesome. Family-owned business, and I think this is the 7th dealership.
Yeah.
Holy cow! And we're glad to have you here in Spanish Fork. And I heard a little rumor that just a couple of weeks ago that Ford gave you an award for being the fastest growing Ford dealer in USA. Is that correct? That's pretty awesome. Right here in Spanish Fork. That's where it all happens, is in Spanish Fork. So, you know, we're excited. I know you took over a family dealership, the Smith Auto. It's been around forever. I remember them when I was a little kid. But we're excited to have you here in our town and what you bring to our city. This is a great place to be, and thank you for coming here and being a part of our community and our family.
Appreciate that.
Hey, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here in the store with you today. I've worked with Bill and Tyler for a number of years. I've worked with Smith Auto here a number of years as well, and it is great to see this many vehicles here, the type of business that's coming out of this dealership now, and so many people here to support Tim Dahle and the family as they come into Spanish Fork to grow this business more. It's such an honor to be a part of seeing this growth. When you see this type of a business come into town and improve what has been a long-standing, dealership, is really admirable to what is going to continue to happen here. And that's what Ford is so excited about, is what is going to happen for years to come here and what it's going to provide to a growing community as you continue to have more and more people coming to this area in the southern part of Utah County. So thank you very much. Thank you, Tim, for being part of the Ford family. And you will continue to be, as we talked earlier, it is a family and you're a part of us now.
Thank you.
There's a couple of things that I wanted to get with and I want to talk about real quickly. It's always said that none of us get to wherever it is we're going without a lot of people's help. And in no case has that ever been more evident than in mine. I've had a lot of people that have helped me, mentored me, been great examples and given me opportunity. And I'm grateful for them. If I forget anybody today, it wasn't because I don't care. It's just because I've missed it. So anyway, I wanted to first thank Spanish Fork. They were very accommodating. The way they helped us do some remodeling on the building, some of the things we were able to get done. They just went out of their way to help us with the facility. So we thank you for that. Thank you very much. I wanted to mention the Smiths. The Smiths owned this store for almost 100 years. If you think about that, that's I think almost 4 generations of people. And I was fortunate to be the guy that was next in line to take over stewardship of this store. But they were a great family, a big part of the community, and I want to recognize them. Glenda Lyman and her family. Probably the thing that drives business, not probably, it is without a doubt, the thing that drives business the hardest is people, the people that work here, the people that you do business with. And I want to recognize the employees that work here for their dedication to their job, their craft, all that they do, and then also thank their families for the amount of work that they do. I want to be sure that I mention all of our suppliers, our bankers, all that they do. They keep us running. I've got accountants, insurance people, advertisers. There's just a whole bunch of people that make a dealership run. And it's a group effort, and we certainly recognize that. I want to thank my partners, Bill and Tyler. They are great. I also have 3 family members, Vic, Stephen, and Marcus, who are involved with this business, and tell them how much I appreciate all of their efforts and all that they do. Bill manages it. He's the puppet maker down here, and I don't have to do too much but pick up the microphone, so appreciate that. And most of all, I wanted to recognize my mom, who's here today. She's 80 years old, and she's an incredible lady, and has always been there. My dad, who got me started in the business, appreciate all that he did, the example and mentor that he was for me. And they started their business, as Mayor Leifson had talked about 50 years ago. So if you think about that, in the new car business, and before that they were used car people, but they set the table and gave me a pathway that I might be able to be a dealer today. I don't tell her this much, but I love you, Mary Lynn. And she's my life partner, 37 years we've been married, and I appreciate her very much. And as I said, the rest of my family. Then this last little bit, I have the mic, so I get to do this, and I hope I don't embarrass this person much. We have a culture inside of our dealership. It's called INROC, and it's an eagle, and it stands for integrity. And each month, at each one of the stores, we pick basically the employee of the month. And I have an employee of the decade, and does a lot for me, helps me organize my life, my business. She's always in the background. She's looking at me and she's not very happy right now. But I want to just publicly recognize Pat Muller, and I have some flowers here for her. Thank you once again for coming. It's a pleasure to see all of you here today, and we appreciate everything that everybody does for us.
Congratulations, Tim Dahle Ford. Welcome to the Spanish Fork Salem Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, Spanish Fork. I'm Carrie Malkovich with the Spanish Fork Salem Chamber of Commerce. With me is Tim Dahle from Tim Dahle Ford here in Spanish Fork. They just had their grand reopening and we're welcoming them to our community. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your upbringing and why you're in the automotive profession?
Okay, thanks, Kari. Yes, I was born in a car deal. My dad was a car dealer back from 1968, which is 50 years. It was called Klein's Datsun in Salt Lake. And I started there picking up cigarette butts, washing cars, and doing basically a lot of the things around the car dealership need to get done. And then I started selling cars at a young age, went to college, and in 1989, I became a dealer principal, which is basically an owner of a dealership, thanks to my dad and my mom, and been a dealer ever since.
Wonderful. This dealership here, how many does that make for you across the state of Utah?
Okay, in the state of Utah, we have 5 dealerships now. So.
And you have other places?
Then there's two others that are family owned over in Colorado.
Wonderful. What brought you to the Spanish Fork community?
That's a great question. It was opportunity. We were really excited to get a Ford franchise. We love the brand. We love the vehicles. We thought it was a great opportunity. We feel like Spanish Fork is a very growing and vibrant community, and there was a lot of upside for the growth potential. So those were the things that drove a lot of our decisions. And we had a willing seller in Glenda Lyman, whose family had owned the dealership for almost 100 years.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you coming to our community. Is there anything else you would like our residents to know about you and your dealership here?
No, we're just so excited to be here. We know that this is truck country. We have trucks. We want to sell you one. If you need one or any of your family members do, please feel free to give us a call. We want to satisfy whatever those needs are.
Tim, can you tell our residents of Spanish Fork where you're located and your hours of operation?
You bet. We're at 2534 North, 200 East, and you can get there by getting off at the Springfield exit. We're on the west side of the freeway, or the Spanish Fork exit. And our hours of operation for sales are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And on service, we're open from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and open till 3 o'clock on Saturday.
And also, where can our residents find you on social media?
We're on Tim Dahle Ford on Instagram, Tim Dahle Ford Twitter, and Tim Dahle Ford Facebook.
Wonderful. Thank you, and thanks for coming to our community. We really appreciate this, and we want to thank Costco for the cake, and we want to thank Tim Dahle for coming on and speaking with us today with the Spanish Fork Salem Chamber of Commerce.